Welcome to the Think Factory podcast. We got one question for you. What keeps you up at night?
Hello and welcome to the Women's Roundtable podcast, powered by the Think Factory, where we learn how women think big and grow their business. My name is Susan Kleiner. I'm a partner with Outside General Counsel Solutions, and I'm the host of today's episode. I'm happy to have here with me today Carla Colflesh. Welcome, Carla.
Carla, how are you?
I'm good. So Carla has over 25 years of experience in the health community services treatment field, including 12 plus years as a management clinical supervision over multiple programs spanning 2 counties and multiple disciplines. After spending over 10 years with Acadia Healthcare, Carla was tapped to be the CEO of Medaci and Supply, Brunswick County in North Carolina. Medaci is a new facility. It's taking a boarded up hospital and repurposing it and rehabbing it to be a 120 bed facility. So that's super exciting. So welcome, Carla, to the show.
Thank you so much. And as I think about the fact that we're taking an old building and making it, breathing life into it and making it new, it just, to me, just warms my heart, makes me think about the work that we do every day.
100%. And especially in Brunswick County, aren't you the first facility of its kind? I mean, aren't you bringing this life-saving treatment to an area that desperately needs it?
We are. So we are going to be collaborating. There are individuals in the community, but we will be the first detox/rehab for the whole county. You're correct. But I don't want to, I don't want anyone to feel slighted. We are going to be collaborating heavily with the individuals that are currently there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you don't want to slight them, and it takes a village for sure. So
it certainly does, yes.
So I thought that the name Medaci is pretty interesting, and I'm curious who came up with that? What does that name mean?
So it is a combination name. Medaci is, if you break it down, meta is medical, and the aci part is the advanced. So the individuals that were part of naming the program decided they wanted to have something that combines the medical aspect of treatment as well as the advanced. It's not just your typical run-of-the-mill treatment center.
So I read that I guess on your starter webpage, right? Because you're still in the process of building and credentialing and everything else, but that you are going to be a holistically focused substance use disorder treatment. And I thought that the use of the word holistic was interesting. Tell me how it is. What does holistic mean in this context?
Well, holistic to us means using the whole person and the whole community. So I have been going out and meeting people in the area, going to the farmers markets. So to me, holistic means incorporating the community. We want to hook up with some of the farmers in the area so that we're providing the best vegetables and fruits that we can get, and having this sense that the community is surrounding not only us, but our individuals that come to us for this healing. We want them to feel part of our community.
Oh, that's really cool. And so you're going to involve local businesses, families. And I assume that you're going to be doing various outreach efforts within the community. Is that right?
Yes, we're definitely going to be doing that. A lot of what we do with our clients is also what we do with the community. Education is a huge part of the healing process. And not only are we going to be healing individuals that come to us, but we want to provide healing for the community. We want to be able to provide trainings that will help them understand not only addiction, but themselves as well. So when we say holistic, we really are talking about the whole person as well as community that that is holding on to them.
That's fantastic. So, do you have an anticipated opening date? I mean, I know with the construction in my own life, like you have one date and everything takes longer. So I'm not going to hold you to it, right? Because that wouldn't be fair. But I'm curious, what is the goal for you guys to be able to open and start servicing the community?
So we purchased this building, and we are working with local contractors as well as a local architectural firm that I don't know if I'm allowed to mention their names.
Oh, you can.
Okay. So we're working with Thomas Construction as well as LP32. They are both local to this area, and we picked them because they're very concerned about the area. They want to enhance the area. We're taking like I said, a very old hospital that is beaten down, the windows are all broken, and they are helping us recreate and make it into a beautiful thing. Very similar to what happens in recovery. You take somebody who is broken down from the inside and help them rebuild their life and become an amazing person that they were meant to be.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So that's, there's so many metaphors.
Well, I'm sure you're taking lots of pictures, and I guess you'll have to remind yourself, because construction doesn't always go smoothly, much like recovery is not always smooth, and it's never in a straight line.
We're looking for it to be, they're telling us it's about an 18-month project. And if I could get it done tomorrow, I would. But we're very hopeful. In the meantime, we are applying for our license for our outpatient facility so that we're able to start serving the community, and that we have some options in the meantime.
That sounds great. So I guess I'm hearing like 2025, 2026. That's when you'll be open.
Yes.
Well, I mean, here's another metaphor. Change takes time, right? So
yes,
it takes time to get all that stuff done. And eventually, I imagine I know right now you probably have a skeleton team that's working with you on the licensing and the construction, but eventually, I'm assuming that you're going to be, a decent sized employer for this area. How many people do you anticipate employing?
We're anticipating anywhere between 170 and 200 to employ. And again, we want to get as many people in the community and involved as we can. We've had several people reach out to us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, like, hey, I want to be part of this. And that makes it even more exciting for us.
That sounds fantastic. So this whole thing has been a pretty big change for you. While you have all this many years of experience in health and community services, aren't I correct that taking this position involved a move for you to a new community? And obviously I don't think you've ever been involved in a large build out of a facility like that. So this was all pretty big changes. And I'm curious, like, what advice would you have for other women, looking at their career, looking at their life and thinking, can I make this change?
I would say absolutely do it. I wasn't always this way, but I'm a big component of, it's okay to fail in certain instances. I've made some mistakes along the way, and I don't believe you can become truly successful without also being okay with making some failures. And you take those failures and they're look at them as negatives. You look at them as positives. Myself as a senior leadership person, I try to build a team I look for my weaknesses and I look for strengths in other people to complement that. It's okay as a leader to say, I'm not particularly good in this one area. So let me make sure that I have individuals on my team that help create a real good puzzle, like we're all going to be complementary of each other. If I hired everybody that was exactly the same as me, it would be a boring day. So I think one of the things I would say to a new leader is, go out there and find people that are not like you, that have strengths that you don't have. And then with your team, whatever their weaknesses are, I believe you should give them little pieces of that. Like if you have someone on your team who's afraid of public speaking, then give them an opportunity to public speak. So we as women, we should be growing other individuals to eventually take our place, because that's what we do as good leaders.
Yeah, that's so important. I mean, I heard so many good nuggets there, and I just want to. So there's this quote on your website, and I love it, and I wrote it down, but it kind of reminds me of what you just said, which is Sir Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." So, I mean, it sounds to me like personally and professionally, you've had to continue to have the courage to continue, but not be afraid to fail and actually, embrace failure and embrace people with other viewpoints than you. So, really great reminders in terms of leadership. So I'm curious how it is that you got into this field. Like it takes a special person, I think, to get involved in substance abuse and recovery generally. I mean, it's tough work. And so, I mean, and now you're at the pinnacle of your career as the CEO, but you didn't start out that way. I mean, I'm sure you've hit, you've done a lot of work. So I'm curious, what led you to this career path?
I'm going to go back to some of the things that we've already hit upon, the courage, being courageous. And we all know courage is not about not having fear. Courage is doing things despite fear, which is a very important piece of recovery. So for me, I would say I actually started out with a background in communications, which is really odd. I had my first major was communications. My second major was psychology. And I think I blend the two together now. I'm able to see how both of those dovetail so nicely together. But I was surrounded by individuals in my life, as well as having my own fears when I was younger and making mistakes and, growing from those mistakes and wanting to create a pathway for other people so that they could get to accelerate, so that they didn't make the exact same mistakes I did. They could kind of like rest on my shoulders in a way where I'm like, okay, you don't have to do this. You can, move on from that. So I've always had this desire to sort of find ways to help people do what they want to do. Whether it be recover, whether it be become a good counselor, whether it become a great clinical supervisor. My goal is always help people use their current strengths and focus on their strengths, not their weaknesses. Whatever we tend to focus on in life, you have more of. And so I think, helping, which I do now, my employers focus on their strengths so that they also can get stronger.
That sounds so great. It does sound like it's so applicable to everything that you do. Again, using this whole like recovery analogy. So I'm curious what you have. Obviously, you're working very hard at getting this up and go, getting Medaci up and running. I'm curious, what do you have coming up that you're looking forward to?
Well, we're meeting with the architects on a regular basis. I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but August 31st is the National Day for Overdose Awareness. And overdose awareness, although it's not a happy subject, once again, education. I'm looking forward to Brunswick County is having an overdose awareness day. And then in September is Recovery Month. And that is almost the opposite. It's a very strong celebration nationally. So I'm, again, looking forward to working with the individuals in the community on making that day special for those individuals who work in this field, as well as those who are in recovery themselves.
Well, I think that both topics are important to talk about, and also to talk about overdose and to normalize it, right? Because not to normalize overdose, but what I mean is that everybody can be affected, right? Like, people think like, oh, that would never happen in my family, and we're seeing this epidemic, right? Especially with our younger people, with opioids and fentanyl and whatnot. And I think no one is immune. No one is immune. So thank you for your hard work and getting out there and educating, and then also celebrating the recovery. So if people want to get in touch with you, I guess it's a little too early for them to send their resumes out. But if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that? Where can they find you?
We have a Medaci website. We also have a Facebook page. Little old-fashioned, I know, but a lot of people have been reaching out to us either there or on our Facebook page, and showing their support for our program in the area.
Well, that sounds great. I'll be sure to follow it. Like and follow, right?
Yes, please like
and follow. All right. So we ask all of our guests on the Think Factory podcast that my colleagues and I do. We always ask them, what keeps you up at night? So that's my kind of parting question to you.
A lot of things can keep me up at night. It's so strange that, this call I have my weaknesses too, and patience isn't. And so, I work on that on a regular basis. So the things that keep me up at night are usually, me not having the patience that I need all the time. When you're doing a huge project like this, you just want it to come to, to life a lot quicker. And we have to follow, and complete things in a timely manner. And so the things that keep me up at night is I'm always thinking, what's the next thing I need to get done? What's the next thing I need to do for licensing? So I'm always on to the next thing, and I need to slow down and just enjoy my journey here. People say to me, oh, you're down here in this wonderful area, the beach. How often have you gone to the beach, Carla? And I'm like, probably not often enough, So for me, I guess the thing that keeps me up at night is like, what's the next thing I have to get done?
Well, I guess you're going to need to practice some of your breathing and some of your other skills.
Yes.
Change takes time. I want to thank you so much for being a guest here today, and I certainly look forward to hearing more about Medaci, and we'll be looking out for its grand opening and getting on your Facebook page. Be sure to check out the other Women's Roundtable podcasts so you can learn how women think big and grow their business. Thanks, Carla, for being with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.